He said it loud enough for the whole restaurant to hear. She can't even read the menu. Too bad she spoke better French than he ever would. It was just after noon at Le Clé, a tucked-away French bistro off Magazine Street in New Orleans. The air was warm, buzzing with quiet conversations, clinking silverware, and the buttery smell of garlic and thyme. Locals and tourists mingled, lawyers in tailored suits, professors buried in paperbacks, couples sipping rosé in the soft sunlight. And then he walked in. Cade Whitmore. Tall, tan, Bluetooth still blinking in his ear. The kind of man who didn't wait to be noticed, expected it. No reservation. No eye contact. Just strolled in and said, "Table for one," like the room owed him something. The hostess, startled but polite, led him to a prime corner seat usually saved for regulars. He sat down without a glance, flipping through his phone. Across the room, Sienna Brooks adjusted her apron and grabbed her notepad. She'd worked there 4 years. Knew every table, every regular, every wine pairing. "Good afternoon, I'm Sienna." "Still or sparkling?" she asked, calm and steady. Cade frowned at the menu like it had personally offended him. "This is all in French?" "We're in America, you'd think someone would print it in English." Then, loud enough to stop a fork midair 3 tables away, "She can't even read the menu." What kind of place hires someone who doesn't understand what she's serving? Sienna didn't flinch. She didn't roll her eyes or clap back. She simply flipped the menu toward him, pointed to the top, and said, smoothly and fluently, "Le potage du jour zucchini veloute with crème fraîche and herbs." Then, one dish at a time, she translated the entire menu. In perfect French. Crisp. Elegant. Calm. When he tried to pronounce bœuf bourguignon, she corrected him softly. No sarcasm. No gloating. Just clarity. The silence in the room said everything. Cade sat frozen, his swagger bleeding out like a slow leak. "Still or sparkling?" she asked again, like nothing had happened. "Still," he mumbled. She nodded, walked away. The whispers began the second she turned her back. But this wasn't new for Cade. He'd built an empire by being the loudest in the room. Tech startups, VC interviews, Forbes lists his mouth made him millions. But power, when it's rooted in insecurity, turns into arrogance. And that arrogance had just run into the wrong woman. What Cade didn't know was that Sienna had studied linguistics in Paris. Grew up in Baton Rouge, daughter of a city worker and a librarian. She spoke French, Spanish, and some German by 17. But after coming home to care for her sick mom, plans changed. She took the job at Le Clé to make ends meet. Never complained. Never showed off. Just moved with quiet precision. And that day, Cade assumed. He saw a black woman in an apron and thought less than. He expected her to shrink. Instead, she stood. Someone recorded it. A college student in the back. By dinner, the video was on Instagram. By morning, it was viral. Waitress humbles tech bro in French. Grace under fire. She ate him alive without raising her voice. But Sienna didn't change. She kept pouring water, clearing plates, folding napkins into sharp triangles. Declined every interview. Refused to cash in. When the manager offered to move her to PR? "Not everything's for sale," she said. "Cade?" He vanished. No tweets. No public defense. Until 5 days later, a letter appeared on his company's website, just a PDF titled "A Public Response from Cade Whitmore." It read, in part, "I thought money made me right. I thought silence meant I won. I was wrong on both. She didn't humiliate me, reminded me I'm not above anyone. the internet didn't absolve him. But people noticed. It wasn't a redemption arc, just a glimpse of self-awareness. Back at Leclerc, Sienna kept working like always. But one afternoon, a girl no older than 16 waited outside by her car. "Can I ask you something?" she said. "That guy, weren't you scared?" Sienna paused. "Of him?" "No. I think I would have cried," the girl whispered. "I thought about it," Sienna said. "But then I remembered who I was." The girl turned to leave, but Sienna called after her. "You don't have to shrink to make people comfortable. Ever." And maybe that's why the story stuck. It wasn't just about the French. It was about holding your ground when someone tries to take it from you. About remembering your worth when someone else forgets it. About knowing that real strength doesn't need volume, it just needs presence. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. If this story made you feel something, ask yourself, when power talks down, will you stay quiet? Or will you speak the language of self-respect?